Right, so where are we? We've entered the Waitemata Harbour. Waitemata translating to sparkling waters as the harbour runs east-west, so whether it's dawn or dusk, there's always a chance to see those beautiful shimmering waters. It's just not today. Now out behind us, that's the east, Coromandel out in the distance, way behind the clouds there. You'll have Waiheke in line with that, and the other inner islands of the Hauraki Gulf, such as Motuhi, Mototapu and Rangitoto, which unfortunately I can't point out today. However, Rangitoto, I'm sure you'll know from the Auckland skyline, it's New Zealand's youngest volcanic island, well if you exclude White Island that is, that's still active. But Rangitoto actually sprung up out of the ocean only 700 years ago. So on the neighbouring island, or the adjacent island of Mototapu, meaning Sacred Island, there was actually a human, due to the growing traffic density of the North Island, the Nishigawa Heavy Industries were commissioned to design and build the Nippon clip-ons, that are the metal structures bolted onto the outsides of the central spans of the bridge. Structural engineers have expressed that they are long past their shelf life, but that's not entirely true. There's actually an extensive maintenance scheme that goes on the Auckland Harbour Bridge. What they do is they start at one side and they work their way over to the other side of the bridge. It takes about 1 year to do one direction on the bridge, and they grind away rusty material, weld new patches on and paint over the top, keeping it painted at all times to prevent that corrosion. Now when they get to the other side, they simply turn around and go back the other way. So it is a year-round, 365 days of the year, they are continuously working on the maintenance, especially with those Nippon clip-ons on the outside, and that's how we keep them up to spec. You can do a skywalk over the highest spans of the bridge. There's also the bungee capsule underneath, the AJ Hackett bungee capsule. The most exciting of which will actually dip you into the sea. Sounds quite fun. I've actually seen people do it naked, so I'm sure that's an option too. Maybe just on your birthday. Over on the far left, up on the shore there, you can see a little golden sandy beach. That's known as Sentinel Bay, and the suburb above there is Herne Bay. Absolutely wonderful spot for a picnic and a swim, Sentinel Bay. Get quite a lot of peace and tranquility, considering it's only a 10 or 15 minute walk out of the city. Moving along the coast to the right, you'll have Herne Bay. Over to the right there.
I know you're going to get nervous.
And then along the coast you've got West Bay, and finally onto Point Shad, which is in line with that little island you can see off the left-hand side. Now that little island is...
That's a place we worked there for years. The Hughes and Platter and Dudas. Cafe or something.
But it's also home to New Zealand's maximum security prison.
Now I'm starting to tab with.
That's good. Yeah. Oh shit. What about the house? Is all good? Oh no, their house, the building. Yeah. No.
Like, he's got like a flat section.
Yeah, but you want one of those.
And my boy Arlo loves the ride, the old ride-on, the John Deere. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he reckons he's going to get into lawnmower racing.
Oh.
Arlo.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, he's big into
Is he still big into cars?
He's a real car.
Don't those like lawnmower racing dudes do the reversing ones with trailers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole sport.
And it's like foot down. Fuck, they got it reversing trailers.
The car
They
thing,
go
though,
over
are you
it.
trying to veer him away from the
30
car? Like, I feel like Lucky got locked onto the car thing.
And it's
It was
fast as
like,
fuck with a fucking lawnmower.
You can like soup them up apparently. Alice told me all about it. I'm like, I'm not fucking interested. Sorry, mate. Go talk to Granddad.
are you trying to veer him away from the car thing, though? It's like the
Hayley.
hot head, like.
I'm the least car enthusiast person. in
I
that
know.
you've ever
Oh yeah, same. But Nick's not into cars, though, is he?
No, but my dad is.
Oh, okay, so he chats to him about it.
He's already worked out his first car. It was going to be
Okay.
like a Honda or something, but he reckons he's going to go for a Tesla now.
Oh, yeah.
I said, okay, you better start saving,
He's
mate.
saving up now.
He's just, you can't beat it out of him. Like, it's going to thing.
Yeah, that's his thing, though. Like, sport's not his thing.
Nope. He loves
Yeah.
cricket
I
and
think
hockey,
it's quite good.
but we force him to play. Like, you've got to play summer and a winter sport. But cars are his thing. What a baby.
And actually, if he's going to be a mechanic or something, that's quite a good job.
He wants to.
Yeah.
Like, it's his passion. What am I going to do? Like,
Yeah.
stop. You
He's
can't
gonna
be.
change his mind.
You guys alright?
Totally. Wait till he gets into girls or something.
You guys alright?
We're just up front here.
I love when you're out there.
Like, how close to all of those houses are together.
Is that the Riverhead there?
Well, you were being shocked coming to Mount Eden, okay?
I haven't been to Mount Eden for probably. No, I have.
My house is so close to someone that lived in the building.
No, but that's an apartment living. Like, this is.
No, but even houses.
But look, like, you couldn't even get a car in between those two
I
houses.
remember being so snobby when I lived with Sam in, like, his shared driveway. It was in Devonport.
driveway?
Yeah, I was like, that's quite common.
Devonport's different.
But yeah.
Where's the pub?
Oh yeah. So there's a restaurant.
I'll get you a drink at the pub.
Nicola's mum said there's 300 steps you've got to go up, remember?
Oh.
For where?
When we
To
ride.
get up.
I love this. She did that.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it.
She said, we're flat.
Did she
Did
count them?
We are.
Looks like about fucking 20.
But it's quite steep. Dense bush. It probably like zigzags like that.
I don't think that looks particularly hard.
No, it looks like it's.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
That walk this morning was the worst.
Now,
I wonder how they do
Like
it.
drizzle.
Do you know what? On a Sunday they often have a live band and it's really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We,
Like,
I feel like we
but,
might have one
for our
more week.
departure time,
yeah, probably.
people will leave.
I've never dined at the fine restaurant part where we are.
3:30.
I've always
wow.
just been to the.
So that
that we
means
booked
I'd like you guys, look, don't come
She's all
down to the
over it.
boat too early. If you come down half an hour or 40
I've only
minutes
been to
before,
the, you know,
we
like,
won't let you back
casual
on
bar.
board. We have to
Yeah.
have my machinery running
Bar.
around.
Well, it's like
Bar.
a restaurant, but it's more like.
I'd like you
No,
guys
it's
to
like
come down
they do
at
pizza.
3:20
It's more
for our
casual.
3:30 departure.
I love it.
That
I
was
just
3:20 on the dock.
3:20. Listen,
For our 3:30 departure.
Oh, over the
Then very
way.
shortly I'll be tying up the boat to the dock. I do ask that people generally remain seated during this time. I'll let you know when it's safe for us to get off. We'll be getting off down the very back of the boat on the right hand side. So just one last.
Conduits and shit. It's too much water. Yeah. Yeah, you got to work pretty proper after getting sealed. Yeah. Yeah. hated in one way. This is white and chilled. Yeah. Come on, all good. Yeah. Get that in the river. Yeah, need to pull her up.
So over on the right, you can see a grassy area on the shoreline. And there's a little boat.
I'm doing a whole
As you see, it's got a
lot
turquoise hull and cream interior. And it is Frank Larkin's dinghy. Now, I'll wind back a bit. Right there, a big chain of the locals in the area started
Yeah.
shoveling the mud. Frank started rowing his dinghy from the right there all the way up to the left. If you look on the left-hand side, you can see that nice golden sandy beach. And what he'd do is he'd fill his dinghy up with sand as much as he could carry, and he'd row it back over to the right there and deposit it onto the beach. And there you can see the beach that Frank built. That is Larkin's Beach. It's also Larkin's Wharf and Larkin's Point. Good on you, Frank. Would have had a pretty big set of arms after all that, right? Now, for anybody who is a boater, you might recognise these three posts here on the right. They're not channel markers because they're not red and green. They end up on passing in between them. But for anybody that doesn't know, diamonds and red and black balls are all bad things. Two of them, the ones with the diamonds, are cardinal markers, so they tell you which side of an obstruction is, and the other one with the two black balls is an isolated danger mark. So in between there's a big old rock called Ranger's Rock, and it's been the bane of many boaties. Anybody foolish enough to pass through the centre of those posts may end up on top of Ranger's Rock. In fact, Coast Guard Boating Education, one of their favourite photos for their brochures, is actually a big game launch sitting right up on top of Ranger's Rock. So of course, for the person asking about Beach Haven, yes, that is Beach Haven just out behind us there on the right, and just here on the left is Hobsonville. Now Hobsonville, well, what are we looking at here? It is the old maritime airbase. So that big hangar there used to service the Sunderland flying craft and also the Walrus amphibians, and so that boat ramp covered in dinghies, well, it's not actually a boat ramp, it's a flying boat ramp. And then in the World War II era, they had the 5 squadrons of the famous Catalina flying boats anchored up here. So it didn't used to be yachts anchored in the sheltered waters of the upper harbour here. It used to be flying boats, and what a sight that would have been to see. Now, Hobsonville here on the left, it used to be called Bruce's Point, and that was after the Reverend Bruce, who owned about 380 acres of land out here in the early settlement days. He sold 180 acres to the New Zealand government, who gave it to the Defence Department for construction of the Hobsonville Maritime Air Base and the Whenuapai Air Base that's still in active service today. Onshore at Hobsonville. There's a dedicated ferry service up here now, mainly for the commuters to get back into the city from Beach Haven and Hobsonville. But it's actually a pretty cool day trip to get on a ferry boat and come up to Hobsonville here and go to some of the restaurants and bars that are now located in those old Sunderland flying boat hangars. is the bridge. This is the Greenhead Bridge. It's also known as the Northwestern Motorway by land. It's an important transport link between West Auckland and the North Shore. There's actually two bridges here. The original bridge only has one leg, and the second bridge has two legs. If you look closely, there's a range of different construction techniques that have been used. I quite like the new bridge. It's got a lot less packers and fillers and gaps. I'm not trying to put you off heading west on the Greenhead Bridge or anything, but yeah, it's quite interesting. Have a look. And brownie points if you know Adventure Time and you can spot Jake the dog. Bridge actually won an award, or I should say its designer won an award for how nicely it contours into the natural environment. Pretty cool award, and so it does. Somebody else who was a fan of bridges on one of my trips actually pointed something out. It's one of the only bridges in New Zealand that only slopes downward. It doesn't have a rise and a fall. Only goes one way, which he was very impressed by. I mean, I'm a bridge nerd, so but yeah, he loved it. The air in the skies above this area. The night was January 5th, 1943, and a crew of two in a bombing aircraft were doing practice runs where they would line up on a target in the water and then come swooping down with the engines on low power, only to practice dropping the bombs, pretend to drop the bombs, and then they would power up to full load and head back up for a go-around. So on one of their attempts, they went to load the engines back up onto power, and they lost power and came plunging down into the waters. If you look out towards the grassy bank over on the left there, in line with the little red fizz boat mark, yep, it's in line with that green bank over there. So at low tide you can actually still see the wreck of the Hudson bomber sitting there. Unfortunately the crew of two didn't make it to shore. It said that they were likely trapped in the mud. But yeah, January 5th, 1943. Now all of this land on the right here is Greenhead, and out in front of us, that's actually an island. It's Herald Island, separated by a causeway from Whanuapai. There's only one road in and one road out. Quite exclusive real estate market there as well. They tend to sell to their friends, not to the public. Not supposed to say that. But about 60% of all the houses on Herald Island have a ocean view, and also a lot of them have a dock. Can you imagine having a yacht on a mooring that you can see from your house and a dock to pull it up against? I mean, that's living life. That is living the dream. I'm a boatie anyway, so I'm jealous. You might be wondering though, why are there so many yachts here? Well, there are so many boats here because this is one of the most perfect anchorages. It's got deep water and sheltered from every wind direction, so even in a big storm, no matter which way it comes from, there's never any real wave height here. You might get strong blustering winds, but that's nothing for these moorings that are slightly heavier than normal ones because it's fast flowing water in this area. Servicing barge up there. You can see the harbour master's up there. That's the yellow rigid hull inflatable. So he'll be doing some sort of inspection or assisting with the checking of moorings perhaps. Could be that we've actually had some move during this high rainfall of of course, we're heading towards a river, so there's a lot of subsidiaries feeding this area, and there's a chance that the water would have been running so fast that it actually damaged things such as the wharf or moved moorings. So that barge there and the crane, that's how they pick the moorings up, check them, place the chains, that sort of thing, and also lay new moorings. It would seem they're removing debris that's washed out of the river and collected on the piles of the wharves there. Now, it's actually a significant risk for us as well. You can see them pulling more debris out of the water. As we head further and further up the Riverhead River, there's actually chances that we'll find large piles of logs, fallen trees and debris stuck together in clumps. And the Riverhead River is a very shallow, narrow channel. About 80% of the water up there actually dries out at low tide. So as we head up, we'll be trying to follow the deepest water, snaking our way up there. And it's narrowest, it's actually so narrow that you couldn't turn this boat around in it. Making for some interesting navigation on a day like today. But hey, you just have to keep an eye out for those logs. Just up in front of us on the right, you can see a blue-hulled boat with a white topside. That boat would have been very busy in around 1915, 1920. It's a historic workboat and tugboat of the Auckland Harbour. Now, if you look at the two portholes on the front of it, where most boats would have a cabin, that's actually the vessel's engine room. What a beautiful sight that would be down in there. Lovely to see these old historic boats kept in such lovely condition. There's actually a place in Auckland in the West Haven Marina called the Heritage Dock, and that's where they keep a lot of the restored 1900 sailing yachts, which you can walk along the dock and have a close look at.
I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Because we ate a lot last night, so it was good. Like, we drank a lot, but
I think they had a bottle of wine.
So very shortly we're going to be making a turn to the left and we're going to be heading up the Riverhead River. But on the right there is a creek here, it's known as Lucas Creek. Now that's actually the original name of Albany. Albany used to be called Lucas Creek. Back before there were roads, we used to use shallow drafted sailing scows. It's a barge-looking sailing boat with two masts, and those made up the bulk of New Zealand's trading infrastructure. Those coastal sailing scows. They're shallow drafted, so they can come into these shallow areas in order to settle areas right up into these estuaries. So over on the right, they used to go up there. That's how they settled Albany. It was only after the construction of formed roads for trading into the area that they opened it and renamed it Albany after Queen Victoria's youngest son, who died at the age of 31.
They just got here on Friday.
Oh, okay.
And, well, they've been staying with friends since Tuesday.
I can't remember what I was saying to you, but your mum jumped on a
of storing a boat. When you compare it, it's maybe $3,000 every 2 years that you spend intermittently in comparison to about $200 or $300 a week to put a small yacht in a marina. But because of this, a lot of
She says she
yachts
never
get
comes
bought as
down here because there's
projects
always
and
like
left on
crazy
moorings
people down
and
here
eventually
smoking weed and
abandoned
stuff.
because it's actually cheaper to leave them to
Must
rot.
come down
I hate to say that, it breaks my heart, it does. But it's actually cheaper to
But
leave
there's
them to
no
rot than it
ferry
is to
runs
take them out of the
from
water and repair them,
No.
or even cut them up for scrap in many cases.
Around this corner there's the
So
beach home
unfortunately, moorings can often
Do you
be
miss living
a dying,
down here?
Yeah, it's quite nice. It's a nice
Dying
lifestyle.
place of the
It's
yacht.
cool being down towards Dimple. Yeah.
We've been so spoiled
But for the
growing up
sensible
here.
people, you have a little dinghy on the shore,
Right,
row out to
summer,
your yacht,
right?
do your maintenance on board, and then
That's the one
once
thing
every
I
couple of
don't
years, do you have to take your yacht out of
like
the water,
about living in
put
Mount
some
Eden,
paint on the hull to
that
keep
beach
the
vibe.
weed from growing on it, maybe do some repairs.
Shit, that's a big one as well.
Yeah. Wonder if we'll see that big one that's been used.
People must be freaking out.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Looks pretty bad up here. There's a big slip. There's a real bad one on the news.
It's funny though, right? Like, so either you're on a cliff and you're a rich person,
Yeah.
or you're in the gutter as a poor person.
Anybody
And like
wondering what
us,
that
like
little
in the
wharf
middle,
is
we're
there on
like,
the
what?
right? That is the Island Bay
So
Wharf
Zoe's place is pretty
in Burketown. And then over on the left, that marina in the distance is the Westpark Marina. Just out behind it, you'll have Westgate and the Northwest Mall Complex.
Like Sid getting home the other night in Greyland,
Holy shit.
and that's their house there, and his work truck is completely simple, you can say.
Holy shit.
I mean, that's Greyland, like,
Crazy, eh?
crazy.
Tell you what, the cliffs
My
along the
goodness,
right hand
my girlfriend in
side,
Swansea.
I mean, I look at the erosion and actually point some of these spots out on the river, but after this rainfall we've had, I mean, this is, I mean, it's very unfortunate, but it's absolutely amazing. For instance, on the right where you can see those trees have come down, there's about 3 meters of that cliff missing, and it didn't look like that at all only a few days ago.
It's so crazy because last Friday
And
was
further
so
up ahead,
beautiful, hot,
you can
sunny,
actually see a
like,
white building where the slip is so bad that it's actually reached the foundations of the house.
This one isn't it? The one on the news.
That's quite a famous one actually, because the guy with that white house just up in front of us, he actually removed the trees from his garden, and it said that by removing those trees it actually allowed the erosion to commence. That was a number of years ago and it's been quickly eroding, but now that we've had that rainfall, you can see the absolute devastation. Looks like, yeah, that might actually be the property where the swimming pool has fallen into the water. If you've ever wondered what the foundations of a house look like, there you go.
Fucking hell. That's bad.
and then those guys like are fine
Yeah.
right there.
I tell you what, if we had even a quarter or a third of the rainfall that we got the other night, that house is probably going to come down in short suit. I dare say the council will have to demolish that in a hurry.
Spencer
Kate
and
is
Snapchat.
obsessed with Spencer. She always
But
has
even
been.
to the, like the birds.
Oh,
like,
the hummingbirds are
peninsula over to the left. You can see a sort of brown or tan house, and it's surrounded by trees. That's how you do it right there, folks. You keep the Pahutakawas low on your cliff line, and you keep the pine up on the top. And between those two, that will last about 10 times longer than any exposed cliff line will when you're talking about sedimentary rock and clay. Keep the trees. The trees are good.
summer now. Yeah, ruthless, eh? Slips everywhere. Yeah, saw that house that's on the news, eh? About to go. Yeah. There's fucking slips everywhere, right? Every range. Yeah. Oh, it's ruthless. I'm lucky we made it back from Mount Smart. Yeah. Oh, we didn't get out of the car, but like we're trying to get back. Every side road we turned down and it's flooded. Cars floating. Yeah. 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 Anyway. Charlie's wing.
And the owner's like, no, we've had this for years and we've hey James, see me? We've had this.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back inside the West Haven Marina. Very shortly I'll be tying up the boat to the dock. I do ask that people generally remain seated during this time, especially in the main cabin and aft deck areas, as it's especially for visibility out the back. I hope you've all enjoyed your journey up to the Riverhead Tavern with us today, and we look forward to seeing you guys at some point again in the future. Have a look on our website. We're doing motor heat trips at the moment, of course the Riverhead, and there's the opportunity for private charters as well. So have a look, see what we've got going on. Hopefully we'll see you all again in the future.